Hey everybody, this is Angela. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a really good Wednesday. So I wanted to come on here for a little bit. Tomorrow is Pope Benedict XVI's funeral, and I will most likely be watching his funeral. He was Pope from 2005 to 2013, and that's about 8 years. And he took over for Pope John Paul II, who passed away in 2005. I think Pope John Paul had Parkinson's disease, but he went on preaching and teaching till he could no longer do it. That was Pope John Paul II. This is Pope John Paul II. And this is one of the prayers and devotions that I read. And of course, had to read it all over again. And so on January 4th. And these are just, I wanted to talk about why I love being Catholic. And there's a lot of people out there, ministers, or just a lot of people that hates the Catholic Church. They hate Catholics for whatever reasons. And like Pastor John Hagee, he made no bones that of his distaste and dislike for Catholics. You know, but here's the thing about that, and I want to say this. I have no ill will or no hate towards all of these word of life preachers and everything, because they're in this movement called the Word of Life Prosperity Gospel Movement. And I've heard some very disturbing things about this movement. And I guess you can say I was sort of part of it because I watched it. And I got tapes and DVDs and books on their teachings and everything. And that was before I started doing research and everything. And what got me really afraid was a few years back, you can look it up, Inside Edition, I believe her name was Lisa Guerrero. She got word or email or something about Kenneth Copeland. Now, they investigated Kenneth Copeland and a bunch of them before. And so anyway, she tracked Kenneth Copeland down, and she asked him point blank, why did you say that you don't like to ride on commercial airplanes? I guess, just regular airplanes, because everyone is demonic or something like that. Well, he got real wild and real crazy and everything. And he said, don't you ever, I never said that. Don't you ever say I said that again. And it was scary. I mean, I think just about everybody was very afraid for Lisa. Because you really didn't know what he was, what he would have been capable of doing. But she's okay. This was years ago. And so I seen that and I started this not watching it anymore. I had a lot of dear friends that told me to be careful about, oh, that noise, that's my dad getting some ice out of the ice tray, out of her freezer. You hear that noise? I'm in my room. Anyway, I had a lot of friends that told me, be careful. These people of what they do and everything. And so I started stepping back. And then about 2 years ago, I started stepping back completely. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I came back to my faith. And it's embarrassing. I did leave my faith for a little while. I didn't go to any other church or anything because of the lockdowns and everything. But it's like all these so-called word of life prosperity preachers just went nuts, in my opinion. And so I started going back to the faith. And I found my rosary beads. I found podcasts for the rosary. Started saying my rosary again. A dear friend of mine sent me a Catholic Bible. Started reading that. And I started watching EWTN again, the Catholic channel or network. And I realized that I had missed a lot. And so for me personally, I had to, ask God's forgiveness for listening to what I believe were false prophets and everything. And what Lisa Guerrero was asking Kenneth Copeland about was why he had, I don't know if it was 15 or 25 planes. And he very politely told her that was none of her business. So, my opinion is you don't need 25 airplanes. Maybe 2, and that's it. So, their way of preaching is very different. I have heard them preach, and they take scripture, in my opinion, and they twist it. And wait a minute, my phone's going off. So, I mean, so when, I spent years watching Daystar and TBN and 700 Club. Even old Jim Baker, I watched him. And, you name it, I watched them. I briefly watched Francine Swaggart, the wife of Jimmy Swaggart, but then her and her son and a whole panel started trashing the Catholic Church, and that's when I stopped. I mean, you can have your own opinions and everything, but if you don't know, you know, if you don't know what you're talking about, then don't say nothing. And I think that Francine Swegler has had her own dealings with her husband and things that he has done, and believe me, he has done a lot of stupid things. And so, I mean, I'm Catholic, just like my channel says, name of my channel, I'm proud to be Catholic. And, you know, now, here where I live, that bothered a lot of the ladies here. It really bothered them and it aggravated them, and they no longer speak to me. So, I mean, if you don't want to talk, it's like this. I got word that several of the women had a problem with me being Catholic. And one of the ladies that I was very close to, and I considered like a second mother to me, she told me point blank, she said, I don't understand why you're Catholic. I said, because I was born and raised Catholic. Well, she said, well, you can leave. I said, no, I'm not going to leave. Well, she said, well, I heard you all don't believe in the Bible. I said, well, we believe in the Bible because we do verse and scripture. I heard you worship statues. I said, well, I don't know where you heard that. I said, but nope, we don't. So I think someone put it in her head that we worship statues and everything. Because she either went to a wedding or a funeral or something at a Catholic church, and she didn't like it. So, and I said, well, if you didn't like it, why didn't you just get up and leave? And she said, well, it would have been rude. I said, well, a lot of people who were not Catholic went to my mother's funeral and they loved it. Don't mean they're going to become Catholic or anything. It just means they loved the music and they loved it, and it was a beautiful service. But now here's the thing. We're all different faiths, whether we're believers or non-believers. And we all have our own opinion. That is what's so great about this country, freedom of religion. And so, I mean, it did make people uncomfortable. Some of the ladies, and some of the ladies no longer speak to me. I did have one that knew more about the Catholic faith than I did. Now, whether or not she was Catholic or not, I don't know, but she went to Mass all the time. She studied out of the Catholic Bible. So I think she was studying Catholicism and everything, but I don't know. She could be now. That was a few years ago. We would go to Mass. She would go to Mass all the time at our church, and her church, Catholic church, this happened to be the second Catholic church that I was raised in. So, I mean, that was amazing. So this is another great book I read, Saint of the Day, and I got this for Christmas. And let me see. Now, I did see a Mass today, and I watched it on Elizabeth Ann Seton, and she was a wife, mother, and religious. and she was from the USA. So I think it was like very rarity that an American could be saint, and so they, and they called her Mother Seton, and and she lived from 1774 to 1821. So even back then, it was hard to be Catholic, because they had a lot of problems. This is right before uh she was a true daughter of the American Revolution, born August 28, 1774, just 2 years before the Declaration of Independence. And she was linked to the first family of New York, and she enjoyed high society. So, her father was Dr. Richard Bailey. So, I don't know if he was well known or not. So, I have to read more about her, but yeah, January 4th says Memorial, USA, Elizabeth Ann Seton, wife, mother, and religious, 1774 to 1821. And that's why I really loved being Catholic. And this is the devotion, 33 days to morning glory. And so I'm on I will be on day 16. So, and it's just like this one, almost, just a little different. Morning with Jesus and devotion. So I have to change all of these. So, and this right here is the Catechism of the Catholic Church. This is a guide into Catholicism, and it tells you everything you need to know. And it is I'm studying it with Father Mike Smith. He is on YouTube, and he's got his own podcast, and it's called Catechism in a Year, and with Father Mike Smith, and he's on YouTube and a podcast. And there's like 4 different parts, I think. So, and I guess the Catholic faith just bothers people because we do things different. And maybe they were Catholic and they didn't like how things were and they left. And it's okay to disagree. You don't have to agree with everybody. So, but if you go on YouTube, you can put in the word of, I think it's called Word of Life, and the Word of Life movement, or the Prosperity Gospel, and there is a lot of videos on it, and it explains how who is all in it and about the false prophets, false teaching, and everything. And I mean, but you know what? I used to let it bother me. I used to let it get me upset. I used to cry over it because it would, it would make me unhappy to see someone, this trash my faith. But here's what I do. I put it in God's hands because He already knows what's going to happen before it happens. Just like the whole Speaker of the House. He already knows, God already knows who's going to win. So, I mean, this whole thing, they're on round 7. They're going to be on round 7 at 8 o'clock unless they can come up with something. And, excuse me. But, you know what? It is what it is. I will always be Catholic, and I'm proud to be Catholic. I love my Catholic faith. I love being able, when I can, to go to Mass. I love the music. I love the quiet time. It's quiet. And, I mean, there's no shouting or screaming, anything like that. And so, and I guess some people just don't like quietness. I guess they're more used to the laying of the hands, the screaming and the hollering, and the spitting, and, having a preacher get up in your face saying you're going to go to HE double hockey sticks, and and the Catholic Church don't take up 4 or 5 passing of, the whatever they're called, donations or whatever, collection, sorry. And what the Catholic Church usually does is they take that money, they pay their bills. If they need new flooring or a new air conditioner or new heating system or new windows, usually get it. They pay bills. I've never seen a priest or a nun, but a priest ride around in a fancy car. I never known of a priest to have his own personal airplane or live in a fancy house, a mansion. I never seen that. So I guess it's whoever they are and how they use the money that people gives them. So, but I don't watch Daystar anymore. I don't watch TBN. I don't watch Jimmy Swagger anymore. I think I watched him once or twice when he used to come on when I was little, and he just sounded like a broken record. I mean, no offense, but he just thought he knew more about anything than anybody. He was an expert on everything. I think he's in his 90s now. So, but anyway, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I come up with a new video. Please help me get to 50 before my birthday. My birthday is February 26th. That's next month. That's in a few weeks. And I would love to get to 50 subscribers. That would be my birthday wish. My birthday wish is to get to 50 or even more. But right now, 50. And please help me get to 50. Please hit like and subscribe to my channel. And you can comment below if you like. I'm still reading books and everything. And I got this beautiful journal for Christmas from my wonderful cousin. Know who you are. And this is my Guidepost Daily Planner. So I love this. And I'm going to start keeping track of when I do my rosary and Catholicism in a year, Bible in a year. Father Mike Schmidt is still doing Bible in a year. Yes, we read the Bible. Whether you want to believe it or not, we do read the Bible. We do have readings in Mass. So I'm going to say good night. Have a good Wednesday. Hope the rest of your Wednesday is good and you're blessed. Please stay safe and warm wherever you are. It is raining here. And if you get a chance, please watch EWTN. Please watch the Daily Mass. It comes on at 12 noon and it comes on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And I think it comes on at midnight Eastern Time. Please, if you get a chance and you have EWTN, please watch it. And I'm not here to say, convert to Catholicism, but please watch. See how we preach, or the priests preach at the Mass and everything. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but give it a chance. I hope to see you in the next one. You all have a good night. God bless you. See you later.